My financial journey improved when I started tracking my expenses. Do you? Comment below. Hello and welcome to another episode of Live, Learn, Adventure and Charity, and this is where we talk about finance, personal development, travel and community service. If this is your kind of content, kindly consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so that you're notified every time we upload a new video. In today's video, we are going to talk about how to track your expenses. Number one, create a budget. And this budget is guided by your income and expenditure. Remember, our target is to have an income which is higher than the budget, which we call a surplus budget or zero-based budget if your budget is equals to your income. We always advocate to have a surplus budget, but in case you have a budget which is a deficit budget, which is your expenses are higher than your income, then you need to look at what you need to work on to get a better financial status. Comment down below if you have ever struggled with a deficit budget and what you did. If you would like to know more about budgeting, we have a few videos that you can check out. I will try link them down below, but they are there on how to budget for irregular income, how to budget for regular income, how to budget on a zero budget, cash stuffing budget. We have different videos on budgeting, so you can check them out. I will try and link them on the description box or on the pin them on the comment, but even if I don't, just check them out. Number two, categorize your expenses. We have also done a video on the different categories of budgeting and what percentage of your income should go to which expenses, so you can also check it out, but ensure that you know where each and every coin is going. How much is your budget for grocery, for housing, for transport, every nitty-gritty? That will help you to be able to know how to sustain your life, especially in these hard economic times where everything is going up every other day. Comment down below whether you have categorized your expenses. The next thing is use a tracker for your expenses. Don't overthink that, oh, I'm looking for an app, I'm looking for I don't know what. Just use what you have. If you have a notebook, use it. If you have the Excel spreadsheet, use it. If you have an app, whichever works for you, just ensure you have something that helps you track your expenses so that you can work on improving and, if possible, saving where you can. The next thing is review your spending on a regular basis, just to keep track of where you are and where you want to be. Remember, we said as much as the cost of living keeps changing on a daily basis, you need to have a parameter as to where you are, where you want to be, and how you want to manage your budget. Remember, in the previous video, we have already indicated how you should budget. So once you have that breakdown of how you should budget, then whatever you're doing subsequently should be able to guide you as to how to limit your budgeting. How often should you review your budget? Personally, I do every week. I have started a challenge to just track each and every spending and see how it was from the previous weekend to this weekend, because hardly do I have expenses during the week. Most of my expenses are during the weekends because I plan for my week ahead. I don't have, oh, you're shopping for milk in the middle of the week. By end of day Sunday, I know what I need for the week and I have fully stocked. This has been a routine for a very long time and it is working perfectly for me because you don't have to waste time. Imagine every week You know what you need. And these are things you can get once instead of having trips every other day. Why don't you just take that one trip, shop for everything that you need, stock it? Better still, if you prefer to do 2 weeks or at least for the whole month, everything is all about you. But for me, actually, I do my monthly shopping, and the weekly are just restocks and fruits, because I don't like now stocking up fruits for so long. Yeah. The next thing is be mindful of your spending. Wait, when did you last shop an item that was not in your plan? Comment below. If you're mindful of your spending, you know what you need to buy, and you buy what you need, not what you see. Because impulse buying and random shopping are the major contributors of your failing budget. But remember, these things that you impulse buy, surprisingly, you will find most of them are needed items. It's only that you don't plan for them. So perhaps this is a good time to say, you know what? I am planning for this expense. I will not be surprised by this expense again. I mean, first, most of these things you'll find there are clothes, shoes, kitchen items, and all those things. You know how often you need to get yourself new clothes. You know how often you need to get yourself new shoes, new stuff. You know, like in the kitchen, the deficits that you have. If you have a plan and you have your goals in place, these things will be a thing of the past. I mean, you have already laid down the things that you need on your plan. You will not need to impulse buy, because you know, I want maybe a pressure cooker for my kitchen, and this is the cost. I will plan for it. So it will not seem like, oh, the pressure cookers are on offer, so I'm now buying. No, you know you need it and you're working on it. So maybe what would happen is that you get the money sooner and you decide to buy that item. You get some extra money somewhere and you decide to buy that item. But it's not news. It's not like, surprise, surprise, I need some new clothes. Like now, when I want to restock on my new clothes, I see my existing clothes are either not fitting or they are wearing out, and all those things, then you start planning. Yeah. So I'm just going to quickly highlight my September. This video is going to go up late September, but I'm just going to highlight for you my strategies that I put in September. So, do I have a budget? Yes, my budget is in place. And I'm not going to tell you which kind of a budget I have. I will leave it to myself. But check your budget. What kind of a budget do you have? Balance, zero, or surplus? Have I categorized my expenses? Yes, my expenses, self-care, grocery, housing, transport, everything is listed down. Do I have a tracker? Yes, I use spreadsheets. And also, I use a notebook, because sometimes you may not have your laptop or your machine next to you, but I have a notebook always in my handbag. This is for, of course, content ideas when they randomly come up. When I have a thought that I would want to note it down, when I have an expense that I need to spend, and when I spend money. When I go to say somewhere to do an extra thing, I will, you see, like when you do grocery, most of the time you get your receipt. So I put all my receipts for the month. Then I just assess what I need to work on. How often do I review my spending? Weekly, monthly? Let me say, I review my spending on a monthly basis, and I actually decided to be posting a shopping haul on our other channel, just family, so that I can keep track of how much I'm spending. You see, if I do it as a vlog, it actually keeps me on my toes, and I will be conscious as to how much am I spending, how much do I need to work on. So you can you can subscribe on Just Family to just see how we are tracking the nitty-gritties of our grocery budget. For me, I think that's the main budget, because these are things you already know the cost. Am I mindful of my spending? Yes, of course. Before I spend, first, I have to check on my goals list whether it is in my goals. Second, I have to see whether it is within my budget. Third, I have to think through, do I really need it? Yeah, so it's a whole process before impulse buying. But you see, I already have a plan. So everything that I buy, I have already planned for it. So you see, it's not it's there's no, actually I don't remember the last time I did an impulse buying. Can I? Actually, I just bought some kitchen jars and they were about 3,000. So it is negligible expenditure, so to say. So I'm going to just give you a summary of my September expenditure, and in total I have spent 11,793 on my self-care and grocery and just basic items in the house. So why did I spend this much? A breakdown. Week 1, my grocery shopping was 1,786. Week 2, 3,894, because I had to shop for extras. Yeah, there were extras. Week 3, my budget was 2,723. Yeah. So, basically, I would say I'm within what I would call my standard budget. And then one thing that I've realized is that if you go to our supermarkets, you're getting hefty discounts, and you should always look out for them. So in the whole month, I got discount amounting to 1,005 shillings. Can you imagine? But remember, we said you have to be sure that you're actually getting a discount. Don't think just because they have written there it's a sale that you're just going to buy. Actually, I discovered something in my last shopping. When I went to, I was picking my softener, and they said they had an offer. So I decided to just compare the offer and what the normal rate is. So for 750 ml of that product, I'm not paid to market, so I'll just say that product, I spent it for 750 ml of that product, it was going for 300 shillings. For 2 liters of that product, it was going for 650. So if you look at 750 times 2 is 1,500, which gives you half a liter less. But you see, it's 600 and 650. So even if we divide this half a liter from the 1,500, you still get some saving. So if you don't know the previous price, just compare what is already there. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new, kindly consider subscribing. If you're returning, thank you so much for always coming back to watch our videos. See you on our next one. Bye.